What if I told you that your mindset is your life set? That the way your mind works has built the life that you're living right now? This is very important for us to talk to, so you need to pay attention to this video as I go through this. Gonna change your life, I'm certain. What if I said to you that the way to have a better life is to transform your own mind? Changing your mind will change your life. So I want to say this to you right at the beginning. And I want to introduce you to an idea that most people who are successful already know about. They know that working on themselves is more important than working on somebody else. That's how life changes for you. I love what Henry Ford said. Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're absolutely right. In other words, whatever you really believe about yourself is actually what you can do, have, or experience. So changing your mindset becomes very important. What is a mindset? A mindset is a way of thinking. It is a paradigm. You live in that. That is what produces your life, the mindset. So when you and I talk about our mindset, we really have to understand that this is the basis of our life. And that's why this matters so much. It matters so much because my real life was really created by how and what and when I think. The same for you. So working on what we think and how we think is the most important thing we can do for ourselves. That's what changes everything when we know how and what to think. So here's the most important thing that you and I need to think about. Your thoughts lead to actions. Your thoughts lead to actions, and your actions lead to results. Your thoughts leads to actions, and your actions lead to results. So my thoughts create what I do, and what I do creates what I have. So what's most important for you as you're watching this video and as you're watching or listening to this podcast, it's very important that I call you to action. You really need to, because you may not see me again unless you subscribe. So if you subscribe to whatever platform you're looking at me on or listening to me on, subscribe to it so you don't miss anything. We got one another? Okay, good. So now what we have to understand is that, for an example, two people can face the same challenges, but the outcome is different because of how one thinks differently than the other. The great story once about two little girls and their mindset on Christmas Day. They were twins, and they went and looked under the tree, and there was a box there, weird looking box. They opened the box, and inside the box was poop. Hold on a second. I'm going to get back to you. Inside the box was poop. They didn't know what kind of poop it was or whatever. One girl said, "Oh, it's poop. Who would put poop in the box? I mean, Daddy, this is a horrible present." And the other twin said, "Hey, Dad bought us a horse." Now, what's the difference in the two ways they thought? One thought it was a horrible present. The other one, because of her mindset, remembered that they asked for a horse. Life is just like that. Life is connected to your mindset, how you think, how you see situations, how you find opportunities. And that's what we're talking about today. So this self-fulfilling prophecy happens in your mind. What you believe, you think. What you think, you act upon. And whatever you act upon gives you your results. So let me just say it out loud, just so we can all be sure. If you want to blame anybody about the life you have to blame you. And maybe it might be easier for you to blame your mindset because you can change it. You can change it. Here's a couple of things that might be important. Do you have a fixed versus a growth mindset? Fixed versus growth mindset. A fixed mindset is this. Fixed mindsets avoid challenges. They have fears, this fear of failure. They see talent as sort of static. They don't think they can grow. When your mindset is fixed, all you see is limitations. But a growth mindset is something totally different. It leads to amazing challenges. It learns from its failures It believes in continuous environment of learning. That's a mindset. It leads to innovation, confidence, and great outcomes. That's the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Which one do you have? I'm going to encourage you to have a growth mindset. Growth mindsets are the only way to live your life. Don't live in this fixed place. Michael Jordan not only changed his fixed mindset, but it actually showed up in his life. You have to and you must do the same. That's how this works. So your mindset filters your reality. That's next. What did I say? My mindset filters my reality. What does that mean? Scarcity is a mindset. Once you believe there's not enough, it will lead your life. Scarcity mindset, and there's an abundance mindset. There's scarcity, there's abundance. Scarcity fixes everything and focuses on lack, focuses on competition, focuses on fear. The opposite of that is abundant mindset. It focuses on opportunities and possibilities and collaboration. Mindset. When you start to address this, and let me say this right now, the reason you need to subscribe is because you need to help me. You need to listen to me so I can help you work through this. And this is what you got to work through. If you're going to change your mindset, you cannot be too hard on yourself. You have to realize what mindset you're in and set to change it. But don't start to call yourself names. Don't put yourself down. Don't start talking about yourself like you can't change. No, take it as an opportunity to change. Because mindset filters, whether it's scarcity or abundance, they're built by you. So I want you to be on purpose. I want you to be on point, and I want you to be intentional. Okay. You got two separate entrepreneurs, and they look at, as a matter of fact, the story is really great. Two brothers went to visit India. When they got to India, they thought it was going to be really exciting, but they were walking in mud all the time. They saw people walking around in mud all the time, barefoot. And one said, this is a nasty place. People are walking around without shoes on. And he was so disgusted, he was ready to come back to America. But his brothers said, wow, what an opportunity. These were the brothers who developed and sold the flip-flop. So they were able to sell millions. They became billionaires. They were able to sell millions of flip-flops to people in India, in other parts of the world where shoes were too expensive. You get what I'm saying? There's either scarcity in your mindset or there is abundance. Make a decision. Which one is it going to be? I think you should choose abundance. Abundance changes everything in your life. Okay, so I take for granted you've subscribed, you've liked, you're sharing this, you're paying attention, because if you might not see me again unless you subscribe, right? So neuroplasticity proves that your mindset can change. I know that's a big word. The bottom line to this word is that your brain can make differences. Your brain can change. Your brain can grow. Your brain can gather assets. Your brain can gather information that makes it different. It can learn how to take your basic thoughts and change those thoughts from negativity to positivity. Studies have shown you can do this. Say it with me. I can do this. It's very important that you do, because if you don't, life stays the same and or gets worse. You'll end up in these places of negative self-talk that shades your mindset. This talk in your head and out of your lips when you're talking to other people, it could really concrete your mindset. It could consolidate, could make it solid, it could make it hard, it could make it difficult to overcome. Am I making sense at all? You see the picture? Concrete. You don't want your mind set to become concrete, because it's not. It can change. If we put in the effort, it can change for us. Negative self-talk, positive self-talk, they're all different. They make a difference in our lives. Okay. So mindset affects stress. It also affects resiliency. Everything changes with mindset. Everything changes with the idea of how your mind controls your future. And that's why you must be proactive about it. So it affects your stress and your resilience. So some people die early because they just wouldn't change their mindset. Their mindset about exercise, their mindset about food, their mindset about depression, their mindset about their relationships, mindset about their money, mindset about their health. They did not stretch their brain and use their mind to change things. What you and I have to understand is that success begins with identity and our beliefs. Everything that's happening good for me is happening because of my identity in myself and what I truly believe about myself and the world that surrounds me. So you will never be able to outperform your self-image. I'm going to stop right now and spend a couple of moments on this. You can't change your life until you change your self-image. This is an inside job. This is not an outside job. This is an inside job. When I change how I feel and think about myself, everything around me will change. Everything around me will change. Here's a key question I wrote down. Who do you believe you are? Answer that. Who do you really believe you are? Do you believe you're a successful person? Do you believe you're a big failure? Do you believe there are opportunities in the world for you? Or do you believe all the doors are closed and it'll never happen? Because, listen to me, whatever you believe is what you're going to have. You cannot have something outside of what you believe. So now, let me go back to the top and say to you that your mindset is your life set. Your mind has created the life you have. So what do you do right now? It's really simple. Change your mind. Change your mindset. Be intentional about changing your mindset, and you'll start to change what comes in and out of your life. Now, there are so many other videos that I have on this subject on all the platforms. I have shorts, I have YouTube, all of that. It's all available for you. Find the next video and watch it in its entirety, because I'm going to keep talking about your mindset is your life set. See you next time. So yeah, I mean, I know how impacting this type of information is. If it's important to you, the impact that it's having on your life, only thing you need to do is like, share, make comments, communicate with me on this particular channel. Subscribe to it. You don't want to miss anything I have to say about this subject, because you're looking at a guy who's the evidence of how you can live your life.